Today we're finishing up our heroic Renaissance era. We have about 14 more turns left to enjoy it, and we might even be building some hockey rinks, so that's something to look forward to as well. If you're new here, subscribe and hit the bell to keep up with the channel. Alright, so it's been a pretty uneventful game. We're playing as Canada here, going after a diplomatic victory, and I've been pretty bored not getting in any wars or fights or anything. I mean, I don't know if this playstyle is exactly for me. It just seems kind of like uneventful. I feel as though all I'm doing is building builders and like improving tile slots, and like that's about it. Like their bonus for Tundra here, I mean, it's nice to buy cheap tiles, but the cities take so fucking long to grow that like it just, to me, it doesn't feel powerful enough. Like they should be getting at least +2 food per farm, at least, if not more. I mean, these cities are slow. Like we've had Montreal going for quite some time, and it's only starting to grow now. It's been stuck at 2 population because I prioritized them using both of their fishing tiles. Like, I don't know. I just, so far, especially as a Canadian, I'm a little bit hurt that my personal country doesn't seem to be that enjoyable for me to play, but whatever. We can't all be made happy, I guess. So we're going to continue on here. Sherbrooke just completed a builder. We'll go ahead and start work on an amphitheater next. We're getting pretty close to humanism, so we'll be building some art museums and archaeological ones in the very near future, and that should help out with our culture game, which for this civilization also helps us out with our building our diplomatic favor. We're humming along with that now, and hopefully as we continue along here, we'll be able to ramp up our culture, which will ramp our tourism, which will help us out with that. As far as winning the game in that regard goes, right now we're currently in 2nd place, I believe. Oh no, now we've been bumped back to 3rd place with 3 points. The Mali also have 3, and Australia is leading with 4. But not for long. Hopefully we'll be able to catch up. So in the meantime now, I'm going to go ahead and purchase this cotton tile over here. So with our newfound builder, we'll go get this mercury online and then head over and do the same thing with the cotton next turn. And now that I noticed it here, we're also going to go ahead and go back to Sherbrooke, and we're going to buy out this hill here so we can just completely fuck over the Australians and get some extra production in our city. So yeah, there's that. Alright, so now here we're going to go ahead. We finally got to 7 population in Winnipeg, so we're going to go and get them to put down their commercial hub and lock in the production for that immediately here. So we'll go ahead and do that now. I don't remember what we were building. Well, it looks like a university, so we'll switch back to the university, as clearly our gold situation's doing okay right now. We still have 9 more turns in that aid request, and everybody's sending their cash. In the meantime, though, we're just going to continue right along here. I think what we will do with this builder for his last charge is we'll send him down here and build a mine on that hill. Now that I've been thinking more about it, I'm pretty sure the adjacency bonus will count underneath the mountains because they're fucking tundra underneath there. So what we're going to go ahead and do is switch this up here. We'll plan to put our hockey rink here on this hill, and we'll plan to build an entertainment complex there so we can get an arena for that extra culture as well. As this way we'll have the absolute most culture from our hockey rink here by it being next to the 6 different tundra tiles. Okay, so this builder on the other hand has 2 more charges left. We're going to pop over and build a lumber mill next turn. And this guy will use his last charge to get the copper up online. And it's just so painful that these cities grow so slowly. We're going to go ahead and buy another builder over here for them, I guess. We'll go ahead and do that. We might even buy them another one next turn. But let's also go ahead and grab up all these tundra tiles for them, and we're going to build farms and whatnot on every single one that we can. We'll grab that tile as well, same thing here. Actually, you know what? Let's just go crazy. Might as well buy all the tiles up. Why not? When you have the cash, you have the cash, right? As I said, we need to get these cities up and running as quickly as we can. So I'm definitely going to focus the builder heading up this way and getting our food intake increased, because it is just a priority to get our populations going. Like, we definitely have nice places here for production, but we need to grow the city in order to actually take advantage of those production tiles. Alright, speaking of which, we have another great writer. Let's go ahead and get them to travel to Quebec. And we'll head over there. Now, this guy is a great artist. He doesn't have anywhere that he can do his thing, so we'll just let him be for now. As I said, we're getting pretty close to humanism, so that we'll be able to change that pretty quickly. We have +2 charges left to go with this guy, so let's go ahead and we'll go here, get this copper up online, and then we'll build a lumber mill next turn to use his last charge. Okay, so here we go. We'll settle another city. We got Halifax going on. We're going to start here and go with the Granary right away. We want them to grow. In fact, fuck it. We're just going to go ahead and buy. We're going to buy them their Granary, and we'll start work on a monument, because we'll want loyalty to be an issue next turn when we're headed into our normal age, which, thank God we got that at least. Lord knows we're not going to be able to get all the way to 90. Getting 14 more era score in 14 turns. I'm not going to stress out about it like I did in that other video a couple videos back there, in order to get the heroic age we're enjoying now. But meanwhile, coming to think of it, we probably will be able to rebound into a golden age for the atomic era, I think it'll be. Anyways, because we'll be getting like an extra era score for building our hockey rinks, we'll be getting era score for building our mounties and shit like that. So I think that will go a long way to actually allowing us get a golden age there. Okay, so as I said, we're setting this builder up immediately there to start improving tiles and get that going as quickly as we can. Now here we might as well get these truffles on, and then we'll trade them away, because that'll be our second one. Here we'll go ahead and, I didn't even read what he was getting pissed at us for, because I was in the middle of my thought, but I think the Australians were pissed because we were buying this land or something. I didn't really pay attention. Let's take a quick look at our relationship here. Oh no, he was actually happy. Respects empires with a lot of land. So he's impressed that we're building up. But I guess they're pissed because we're allied with Dido. And she's still at war with everybody, isn't she? Yeah, with both. Ugh. So maybe we're never going to be happy with them. Who knows? Let's take a look at the Molly here. And he's friendly with both the Australians and Scythia there, so let's see if he'll at least take a delegation from us yet, but no, he won't. So let's try and bribe him again with another 100 gold, and then let's see here if we can. He has tons of incense, and he has tons of olives as well, so he won't take either of those from us. Let's continue on down the line here. Actually, might as well try Dido first and see, since she is allied with us. What would she give us for our incense? Nothing. What about olives? Okay, and see, she'll give us a lot for the olives, so we'll go ahead and take advantage of that there. And then let's try Coupe for the incense here and see what he would do for us. Not that much, 4 gold, so let's shop it around here. What about Scythia? Would you like my olives? Oops, I mean, would you like my incense? Come on, lady. Oh, 4 turns. So it looks like our incense isn't very popular, unfortunately. Maybe the Australians, they don't have it either. So let's see here. What would you give me? Alright, so it seems like 4 gold is pretty much what anybody's willing to give us for the incense. So let's go ahead and just take it with the Australians. Hopefully that will even be a little bit more incentive for them to be happy with us, like, and to increase our relationship. In the meantime, this builder's got the mine on the mercury up, so let's head over towards the cotton there. We should be able to get in plantation up next turn. Here with this guy, we'll go ahead and get a lumber mill up and running. Now, we have 2 more charges on this builder. I think we're pretty much just going to build farms and then a mine on that tile, I'd imagine, when we're done. So we'll go ahead and do the farm thing now. Okay, so with our great writer, I think it is. I always get them confused. I think he's a great writer. Yeah.
Out of this
we'll get him to create a great writing slot, and then we'll pop over there and do a great writing slot for Toronto next turn. Meanwhile, this builder has 1 charge left. So I guess we'll head here and build a lumber mill. There we go. We'll get the camp online here, which gives us truffles again. So now let's see if we can make her happy at all by getting her to trade for our truffles. And I think I'd rather do it with the Molly if they don't have truffles, but unfortunately they do. Okay, so we're shit out of luck. Let's just go with her, and we'll make the deal and take her for 4 gold. Actually, you know what? Just in case. Let's see what she'll give us for the truffles. 4 gold, and just double checking here. Better safe than sorry. And yeah. So we'll go ahead and do the deal with Scythia, and hopefully it'll increase our diplomatic relationship with her a little bit. Now, we'll go ahead and do that. As far as our envoys go, let's take a look. We've gotten some more of them. Or no, we didn't. I don't know why it just popped up. We still only have the 1 envoy that we've been holding on to for quite some time now. We're still suzerain of both the culture ones, so that's what's really important to us at this point, to be completely honest. Now, and I'm just realizing I totally biffed last game. We forgot to start the wonder. I guess it's only been a couple turns, so you know what? I've left it this long. I'm going to let them build the wonder in Toronto, and then we'll start. Magnus isn't in the city, so we're going to go ahead and build or buy a builder here so that we'll be able to move the builder and then buy another one there next turn. Okay, so this guy will use his last charge now to go ahead and build that mine. Here we're going to get a pasture going and increase their food. I'm going to make sure... Ooh, John's going to give us some more cash. Thank you, sir. I'm going to make sure that they're working that tile as well here. So we're going to go ahead and manage the citizens, and we're going to force them to work that tile because we want the city to grow. So we'll go ahead and do that. Ottawa's finally, thank God, finished producing their last settler. So I think what we're going to go ahead and do is get the intelligence agency going. It'll be nice to have a spy up and running. Here we go. It'll be nice to have a spy up and running, but then it's also going to give us a second spy capacity. Plus, it helps our spy operations having a better chance of being successful and grants us an extra governor title. So why the fuck not, right? We'll go ahead and grab that, and hopefully it'll add a bit of spice to this game, because I don't know, it's just me. Like, I'm freaking Canadian, and I'm having a hard time really enjoying this gameplay. Like, it just seems to me like dull and uneventful, the series so far. But hopefully things are going to pick up the higher, the further along we go in the different tech trees and eras and whatnot. Hopefully the things to do improves quickly. So we're going to go ahead and get ancient walls in Quebec City. Not only does it help with tourism, but I want to ideally look to get medieval walls at least in all these cities that are nearby, especially the ones that are really close to Mali here, because I would not be surprised. Like, they're unhappy with us. They haven't gone so far as to denounce us yet, but I would not be surprised if that comes sooner or later, and I want to at least be halfway prepared for it when it does come. So now Toronto's finally finished their library. We're going to go ahead and... What, did somebody already build it? I didn't see a notification. Okay, well that's a little bit of a letdown. It looks like somebody's already built the Chichen Itza and we just haven't found it. I didn't see the notification there, so I guess we just must have missed it. Yeah, so that kind of sucks. Now, a bit of a big letdown. What else can we build? Yeah, so that's totally disappointing, but oh well, we'll just have to go with it. Let's start work on a university instead. Now what we're gonna do though is we're gonna head down here, and we obviously don't need to reserve these rainforest tiles anymore. So Magnus is placed in. What we're gonna go ahead and do is chop that now, because that will actually allow us to build a forbidden city, or at least plan to. So we're gonna go ahead and start construction on that. We'll also, oh, we already are focused on production, but we're going to take that off and hopefully just focus on growing. And then in the meantime, we are just going to chop, and get rid of all these rainforest tiles. Now, I know they've allowed you to build lumber mills on rainforest tiles, but just personally, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Not yet anyways. By the time that technology is available, it's just, I think, more feasible to pretty well chop them, unless you happen to be a civilization that has specific bonuses for rainforest tiles, or like a campus location that's using them for an adjacency bonus, or some combination of all three for that matter. Anywho, we're going to go ahead and head over this way to get mine up online with... Actually, scratch that. We're going to build a farm here, so that hopefully they can grow a little bit faster. Now, this builder has one more turn as well, so I think we're going to rinse and repeat. And... oh, actually, you know what? This is just a much better tile. What am I talking about? We're going to buy the sheep tile there and get a pasture with that one. So we'll send this builder over here to build a farm with his last tile. Okay, so this guy has... let's double check that there's no more tiles that we can buy up this way. No, there isn't. Okay, so we've got that online. Let's go ahead and get another thing of incense up and running. Ouch. So there are barbarians here in Halifax. Let's go ahead and purchase them a crossbowman, I guess. Yeah, a crossbowman should be pretty good for keeping them safe. It is a bit expensive, but we still have all that bonus gold going on right now. In the meantime, let's begin trading with... well, I guess Jerusalem has the trade route quest. Let's begin trading with Newcastle here. We'll get +2 production, +15 gold, not to mention the science there. And with any luck, it will increase our relationship with the Aussies a little bit, where maybe we can look to improve it in the future. So So Ottawa finally finished their last settler. Now, this settler's going here. Did we end up building one too many settlers? I think I might have. Or no, maybe down here was the last one. Yeah, probably that. Alright, so I think with that crossbow there, we should be pretty well okay, but I'm going to play it safe anyways, and we'll head up here for now. We'll be safe to go here and build a farm, because they can't, with the movement penalty, the warrior won't be able to head and attack us in the same turn. And I'm pretty sure once we start taking shots with that crossbow, that they should pretty much just take right off. Okay, so we got that great work of writing there. We'll build the plantation here and get some cotton up online. She wants to send us some more money, so sure, lady, we'll gladly take your cash. Same thing with you, Mansa. We'll definitely take some more gold. Alright, nice. So we got humanism, which is a big deal for us, because we can finally get some museums going along and really ramp up our culture game here. So let's go and change our policies. I think we'll switch out literary tradition and focus on getting the great artist points here. And in the meantime, I think everything is pretty well okay. You know what? Maybe it makes sense to switch out of serfdom here. I'm going to take a quick look here. Okay, let's build this city. We'll buy another builder here. We'll buy another builder in Halifax. And then we'll buy another builder here in Sherbrooke. And now we're going to switch out of those policies and get rid of serfdom, because we're not going to be funding a city for a while, so there's no point having this in there. It's basically a wasted slot at this point. So that it'll allow us to have the +2 great writer points per turn, and then we're also going to slot in Trade Confederation here to get +1 culture and science from our trade routes. And let's try and focus on getting a few more of those up and online in the next little bit here. We'll try and put more of an emphasis on that. Speaking of which, I think Ottawa has 3 districts. Yeah, okay, never mind. I thought I was mistaken for a second, and we could build one there, but we won't worry about that for now. Alright, so Brantford's completed their ancient walls, and I think it's a perfect time to go ahead and get an art museum. I'm going to focus on art museums for the first couple cities, because we can't even go out and get archaeological sites yet. So we'll definitely switch into an art museum in Winnipeg as well, because our culture game's a lot more important than building the university. Okay, now here in Peterborough. So here in Peterborough, I think what we're going to do is we'll put a hockey rink here. And so, seeing as how this is one of our northern cities, we'll go ahead and put an entertainment complex here as well. And then most likely our theater square here, but we're going to do things a little bit differently. Instead of prioritizing the theater square, we're going to start with the entertainment complex, because we're getting very close to finally coming up. We're getting fairly close to finally getting to colonialism, so we can get these ice hockey rinks up, and I definitely want it to do that. So I think having a +4 culture from the entertainment district there is definitely worthwhile. Now, with that being said, though, what we're going to go ahead and do here is start work on their granary first, and that will allow us to go here and chop the tile before placing the entertainment complex, so we don't just waste the woods there. Meanwhile, we have 1 charge left with this guy. We're going to go ahead and get the pasture up online here. Here we're going to go with the plantation. Okay, so it looks like we do have more barbarian friends coming towards us, so we're going to back away with our builder. He should be fine there, though, because they'll have the movement penalty for crossing the river. Now, in the meantime, we're going to start taking shots at these guys here. With this builder, we'll head over there, and actually, you know what? Where is it here? Oh, 2 turns until growth. Okay, so we'll go ahead and buy that fish tile, and that's where we'll send the builder next turn. So this guy can head over this way and start getting some more mines up in Sherbrooke. Right, so we got 10 more turns before our heroic Renaissance age ends. I'm okay with that. I think we're getting prepared pretty quickly here to head into our normal age, and we shouldn't suffer too much. So we have 37 more turns to go before the Forbidden City is complete. We're going to head here and chop this rainforest tile right away, and we're going to keep rolling along with that and head up there and chop this rainforest. So we got it down to 32 turns. We got some more shitty rainforests up here, so we're definitely gonna head that way in the near future. I'm fairly confident we'll be able to chop out this wonder here. Now, it's just a shame that we won't be able to place it there like we were planning with Chichen Itza, but Hey, I actually said it right that time without screwing it up. There's something to be said for making progress, but we're gonna head over here and get a farm online with this builder first. Now, we already talked about here, I guess we can get rid of the map tax, but we're gonna go ahead and chop out this forest. Nice, which actually allowed us to complete the granary, which will increase their housing and food production, which is nice. And now we'll drop our entertainment complex there and get started on that. And because of our location here where we are, I'm not worried about loyalty, so I'm not going to immediately start on, I'm not immediately going to start work on a monument here, but I will actually have the builder head up and clear out this forest tile as well to sync the production into their entertainment complex there. Now with this builder, we're definitely going to go here and get these lumber mills online first. Alright, so the barbarian is still heading over this way. We should be able to take them out there, I think. So now that that's out of the way, we're going to continue here and get a farming triangle going. Now, this builder, on the other hand, it can head into the water. I think next turn we take over this fish resource as well, so it should work out pretty good.
$100, that's your problem. If you owe the bank $100 million, that's the bank's problem.
Okay, so I don't think we have a really good spot for the Great Zimbabwe, so I'm not too concerned about that. However, every technology we research does get us one step closer to getting where we need to go. So, earn a great merchant would boost that. We'll take a look at the great people here and see if we can go ahead. Sorry, I got distracted there. To see if we can go ahead and get this boost. It's not likely since we don't have very many since we don't have very many commercial hubs up, so that's probably not in the cards, but it doesn't hurt to have a quick look over here at great people, a great merchant. Yeah, we're like nowhere within reach of getting that. Not to mention, it's a really, Adam Smith, I think, is a pretty crappy great merchant as far as they go anyway, so I wouldn't even want to waste a bunch of money there. In the meantime, though, looking at our faith, while we still are in this era, even though we're not going to have extra builder points, I think it doesn't really hurt us any to go here and buy a builder with faith. So we'll go ahead and do that to use up some of it while we're still in our monumentality heroic age. Anyways, with our builder here, we're going to head up towards the rainforest here and chop that down to 25 turns on the Forbidden City. And we're up to 8 population as well, so that's something. Now here we'll get that farm going like we talked about. Okay, so with this builder now, we're going to complete our farming triangle. Again, I really think, I don't know, maybe it's just me, I don't think the bonuses that Canada gets for this tundra is good enough, in my opinion. But, I mean, I know it does ramp up, I think, with the more technologies we get, so hopefully we'll see that come into play pretty soon here. In the meantime, this crossbowman, we can head out a little bit and see what we can see, if we can finally find that barbarian camp there where those guys are coming from. In the meantime, here we'll go ahead and get another lumber mill up with that builder. Here we're going to go ahead and get our mines going. Right, okay, so we'll go ahead and chop this forest now so that we are ready to go ahead with the theater square once we're up to 4 population. And that really actually helped the theater, or the entertainment complex. Like 32 turns off of one chop is pretty freaking nice. Okay, so Quebec ended up finishing their ancient walls. I think what we'll go ahead and do is work on a monument quickly, and then we're going to go with a museum next, but I might go ahead and get an archaeological museum just for a change of pace here. I don't want to have them all art museums, but in the meantime, Here in Toronto, we'll go ahead and build a lumber mill on this location. And with this guy, we're going to head towards another rainforest to do another chop here. And we definitely, where are we? Want to put this on production focus. Well, I'm thinking of it too. Okay, so we built the farm here. Let's go ahead and we'll take over this tile. And this one as well, actually, come to think of it. And, and this one. And I think that's 3 charges. We'll go ahead and clear out this marsh. And it'll help increase Sherbrooke's population too, so that'll help. And then that leaves 3 charges, and we'll build a farm and then improve those 2 tiles, and that should be the end of that builder. Meanwhile, this guy has another mine to build, and then we still have 1 more charge with him. Seeing as how we're already here. Oh no, that tile's out of our range. Never mind. Okay, so with this builder now, let's go ahead and get this pasture up online over here. Not to mention, I think we can spend some of our ridiculous amounts of cash. You know what? We're expanding there in 2 turns anyway. So let's go head down here. We'll get that fishing slot. We're going to buy this and then get that mercury online as well. Yeah, so with this crossbow, we'll keep headed out here and see if we can find that barbarian camp at all. Now, this guy's got 1 build left, so we'll use that, making a mine over here. Get our lovely fishies online, so hopefully Halifax can go pretty soon. 7 more turns to go in the Renaissance era, so that's not too bad. Now here in Kingston, we finished our monument. I think we'll definitely start work on... Maybe I should go after the ancient walls first. You know what, fuck it. We're gonna go for Granary first, because we want to get these cities' populations up as quickly as we can. So the extra housing and food production will go a long ways toward doing that. Meanwhile, this builder has 2 more turns left here in Toronto, so I think what we'll do is go ahead and make our way over to that rainforest. Speaking of which, this fine soul will go ahead and chop another rainforest. We're down to 17 turns now. Now here, we'll get this truffles online, and oh, finally, looks like we've made Mansa Musa happy. So we're going to go ahead and send him a delegation. Great, sir. Now we're going to declare our friendship. Even better. And now, oops, we're going to make that alliance we talked about before. We're going to get a cultural alliance going with him. He's our closest neighbor, so now there's going to be no loyalty pressure whatsoever from his cities when we head into our normal age, which is definitely great. And we're going to make him pay us a bunch of money for it too. So he's going to give us 7 gold per turns to set up this cultural alliance, which we want anyway. So that is great. Now that we've gone ahead and done that, we're also going to see if there's anything we can trade him, which there isn't, because he has pretty much everything that we do. So let's just see if he'll take our horses here. And let's see, we have 42. What would he give us? Again, since we're playing the pacifist route with Canada, oh yeah, so he doesn't want our horses, that's fine. But let's go ahead and shop them around and see if anybody else wants our shit. And horses just might be out of style. Apparently not. She could use them, and she's in war, so we'll send our horses to Dido and see if there's anything else she'll take here. What would you give us for our incense? So she doesn't want that. Truffles, my lady, what do you think about that? Nice, and she'll give us 11 gold for our truffles, so we're going to jump all over that. Meanwhile, we'll continue on down the list here. So it looks like John doesn't hate us anymore. So let's make a deal first off and see if he'll take our incense. We'll start with that, and no. you are definitely not taking it. You can go fuck yourself. So what we'll do is we'll give him a gift of $100. It looks like our bribes have been successful, so we're going to continue on that. I don't think he'll declare friendship, right? Oh, never mind. He did declare friendship, so that is actually nice. Let's see, and we'll go with religious alliance with him, just because we're definitely not going with a military one. And they'll pay us a little bit of gold for that. So great, we went ahead and pretty much allied ourselves with everybody, so that is nice. It'll definitely help increase our diplomatic points there. And then in the meantime, now let's see if Scythia will at least take our delegation. No, she's going to be a stubborn bitch, so that's fine. But you will take our incense, won't you? All right, she'll give us 4 gold for it. We'll take it. There you go. And let's quickly check the iron. How much? We have 50. And she'll give us something for it. So there we go. Might as well send it to her and get something for it, since we're not using that stuff anyway. We have 5,700 gold, so let's go on a shopping spree, shall we? And we're gonna go ahead and buy a bunch of buildings in our newer cities. Let's get you a monument. I hate how it pops you out of the city. Like, I want to buy more than one fucking building. Okay, so we got that. We can't buy them. They're ancient walls, unfortunately, but we can get them to start work on a district. So speaking of which, I think this is going to be one of our super Canadian cities. So let us go ahead and say, screw this farm here. We're going to go ahead and put an entertainment complex on it. And we'll go ahead and do that and start production while we're at it. And yeah, that'll be fine for them. So now let's go spend some money on Kingston and continue our shopping spree. Thank you. And see, this is what I mean. I want to spend more money. Don't kick me out. We'll get them a watermill. That should be good for now, I believe. We'll take a look at all of our cities here. Now, we'll definitely buy them a watermill, and I think since they're going to be tied up in the Forbidden City for so long too, that we will go ahead and we'll buy them their university, and then we'll also buy them an archaeological museum. So there we go. We actually got the boost to natural philosophy, it looks like, as well. Now here in Quebec, they only have 2 turns until they're done their monuments, so we're not going to waste money on that. We will go ahead though and buy them a watermill, and then we'll also might as well build a university. And then let's take a look down here and see if there's any of the cheaper buildings we can buy them. Let's go with a granary and and you know what, this will give them some extra food from the rice and shit, so let's go ahead and buy them a watermill there as well. And then I believe we do have enough money that we can buy, I think we actually might have the monument here. Oh no, we didn't. But let's go and see. Yeah, we bought all the shit in our new cities there. Just want to make sure that, well, they'll have it in 6 turns in Montreal, so never mind. We'll go ahead and buy the monument here in Peterborough. So there we go. That was a nice spending spree. We got rid of all that cash there that we had built up doing nothing. So now that we're allied with everybody that could attack us, we're pretty much, there's no need to have the money saved up. I was going to use it to buy military and save our bacon if we needed it, but we seem to be doing all right in that regard. So with that being said, here in Kingston, we'll just start them working on their theater square, as there's no really rush to get walls set up other than for the actual culture that they give us, or the tourism or whatever. So we'll go ahead and get the theater square up first. Now here in Peterborough, we'll go ahead and get this amber up and running next turn there. Not to mention with our builder, we'll go ahead get that farm going before getting the marble online, and then using his last charge for another mine over that way. So this guy has one build left. So might as well head over this way and we'll use that. Again, we will be building that hockey rink fairly shortly, but doesn't mean we can't take advantage of the extra production from that tile in the meantime. So we've gone ahead and got both those resources up and running, and we went on that huge shopping spree, so we can't afford to buy any more tiles. Otherwise, I would probably get these two crabs up and running fairly soon. So I think what we're going to do is head over this way and work on getting that lumber mill up and running. Meanwhile, let's take one other step with our crossbowmen here, and I don't see any bard camps, so I don't know where those warriors came from before. But sure, we'll take advantage of them sending us some more money. We still have 2 more turns on that aid request thing here, so that's nice that they're donating down to the last drop, it looks like. So we still have 6 turns to go on our Renaissance era. We'll go ahead now and start. I think we'll go with another art museum here. It just makes sense. It just makes sense to have more of the art museums, because we don't know exactly how many antiquities we're going to find and how big of a part that's going to play anyways. So considering we do have quite a few great writers and whatnot, I think that is just fine. Okay, so we've finished our entertainment complex. Let's go ahead and grab an arena there. Unfortunately, it's going to be forever until it's done, but oh well, it's just the way it's got to be. So we'll get their amber up online here, and then he's going to have 1 build left, so we'll improve the fishing tile over there so the population can grow faster. And meanwhile, this guy's got 2 build charges, so we'll head over here and build a mine and then finish up. Oh, never mind, scratch that. We'll head over here and get a goodie hut and then go build a mine and use his last charge for the fishing camp over there. So here we are going to continue chopping out this wonder. We've got 16 turns left. Let's cross our fingers here. So, oh, that didn't help very much. We got it down to 14. We are getting pretty close to 10 population though, so we should be able to get another district here in the near future. We'll go ahead and chop this rainforest here. And nice, so it put us to 10 population. We got the extra air score there for that being our first city at 10 population. In the meantime, we have 11 turns left until we get the wonder. Hopefully it doesn't get snatched on us. Alright, so I don't know, maybe it's down here. Let's keep going a little bit south. And we found ourselves some more warrior friends to play with. Hopefully they don't whop us too badly here. We'll try and pull to a better strategic position as quickly as we can. In the meantime, let's get this marble up and running. And then again, we'll try and go get rid of some of it. I think Mansa had a shit ton of it, so let's check with Dito first. She's been really good at trading with us. Do you want our amber lady? Sure. 8 gold per turn. We'll definitely take that. Now let's try and go towards John Curtin. Well, I guess we only have 1 of the marble. Never mind. So we want to keep our people as happy as we can. We're doing pretty good now. We're up to 9 diplomatic favor per turn, so that's good. Hopefully we can keep ramping that up as we go along here. I almost feel like we're playing Molly with our plus 210 gold per turn. But that's going to be over pretty soon here. The next turn, the aid request will be finished up. But I'm looking forward to that because it will actually give us something that we can contribute to, because I'm assuming that another event of some sort will start up in the near future, and then we can actually start earning some diplomatic victory points through that as well. Sure, you can establish an embassy in our capital. We'd love to have you, John. We would love to have you. Alright, so we got smashed there by the warrior, but we did quite a bit of damage to them. We've unlocked mercantilism. Mercantilism here. You know what? I'm thinking... Oh, well, nice. That improves our camp by quite a bit. We do have a few of those, so that'll be nice. But I'm thinking what we want to do is switch into let's see here, hold on. Ancient and classical wonders. I don't think that's a classical wonder, is it? Hold on, let's find, where is this here? Having a brain fart. Okay, so it's the Forbidden Palace, right? Or Forbidden City. What tech does it come with? Forbidden City. Okay, so it came from printing. Unfortunately, one era too late. So printing was in the Renaissance era, so we don't have a policy slot that's going to help us build that any faster. So that kind of takes the wind out of the sails as far as that goes. You know what, maybe we could... Actually, no, fuck it. Let's just get colonialism on as quickly as we can. So let's change our policies here. I think we might be good with where things are, actually, come to think of it. Except for we're going to switch into frescoes instead of literary tradition, because I think getting great artist points are more important. Now that we have these museums, let's get them filled up as quickly as we can. Speaking of museums, you know what the hell, let's build one more archaeological museum, and then that'll be fine. We'll have 2 of those kinds, and then the rest will just be art museums. Meanwhile, here in Toronto, with his last charge, let's head down that way, and I'm going to build a farm. And then with this guy's last charge, we'll go ahead and chop this forest here. And hopefully that shaved another 3 turns off it, and hopefully that will be enough. If we get freaking sniped here, I'm probably going to get a little bit pouty, but you never know. Shit happens sometimes, you can't really avoid it. We'll go ahead and use this guy's last charge to get us another mine going. That music seems real loud to me here, but it might just be my headphones. I'm going to slide that a little bit back. Alright, so what's next here? Okay, so we got our amber up online, and we have 1 charge left, so let's go get these fishies. Again, so here we're gonna put them on food focused, and we're gonna go to our other cities here and do the same thing in Halifax and Kingston, because we just want these fuckers to grow, so that they can grow into all this extra production that we've managed to get for them. Now, I think we're fine here to just move back 1 step, and he'll attack us again, but that way at least we'll be able to slip into our territory to heal up better next time. Again, it is a crossbow, so they do quite a bit of damage when the warriors go to attack them. In the meantime, though, I think we have 2 builds left with this builder. I think it just makes sense for us to go ahead and at least get... Oh, since we're going to be expanding in 1 turn anyway, we'll go ahead and buy this one, and then we'll buy this tile for the truffles there, and we'll get that up online, and then improve 1 of those fishies. So considering we have the barbarians there, let's go and move that way now while we can. So looking at our competition here, we've pretty much caught up to the pack in science, so that's pretty good. We're at 102 per turn, but the Aussies are running away with it here. They're at basically double us at 197. So we're definitely going to want to get our spy game up and running, which we are building. We got 5 more. Oops, wrong place. We have ... Yeah, I was right anyways with the number. We have 5 more turns until our intelligence agency is complete. So we're definitely going to want to get our spies up and over there so we can start screwing around with them a little bit more. But that will become more and more important as we go along, the closer they get to their scientific victory. But when you look at our culture, we're leading the pack now for culture per turn, and that's only going to increase even more as we begin to hit our stride as Canadians here and get our hockey rinks up and running. Meanwhile, so this builder did his job and went and got that goodie hut, so we'll head back up here and get the mine up and running next turn. Meanwhile, our settler finally made it to the spot, but we're going to go ahead. We've already slotted our policies, right? Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and just have him patiently go to sleep here and wait. And we'll probably wait for the rest of our settlers to get into place as well, before switching into... Oh, brain fart. Before switching into serfdom again, in order to get the extra builder charges there. So it's definitely worth waiting for. Alright, so the aid request is finally over. Unfortunately, that means they're going to stop sending us free money. And unfortunately, again, it looks like the Aussies won, so that's even 2 more diplomatic points for them. So I think they're up to 6 at this point, which we're only at 3. But again, we're going to frickin' springboard that now. The more, I think that the further we get in the game, the more Canada's actually going to become interesting, because there'll be different things to do with our diplomatic points with any luck. And so I'm pretty sure we will be able to comfortably surpass them pretty quickly in the near future. Now that that's gone, I know there are some... Let's take a quick look here. I know there are some different wonders that they've tweaked recently to add diplomatic victories. So I know for a fact that the Statue of Liberty gives you diplomatic victory points, but I'm sure there's others here as well. So let's take a quick look around and see what we can see. So the Eiffel Tower will be a nice wonder to get just for the added appeal throughout our culture, which would make building national parks and that stuff to get our culture up that much easier. So we'll probably head towards that as well, even though it technically doesn't provide us the actual diplomatic favor or diplomatic victory points. The Golden Gate the Golden Gate Bridge here looks like it could be pretty decent for us as well. I haven't actually built it yet since playing Gathering Storm, so that might be something that we look to do if we can find the right spot for it. I don't know, I'm not really seeing anything else, and we're getting pretty far in the tech tree here, so maybe they're all in the civics tree. That would make a little bit more sense now that I think about it. Oh, okay, here we go. So, frickin' the Statue of Liberty gives +4 diplomatic victory points when built. So that is definitely something that we'll eventually want to head towards. Not to mention we're getting pretty close to the Hermitage. But now that I've been looking through here, I think what I want to do is, after we get colonialism here, as tempting as the Statue of Liberty is, I think what we want to do is make a quick pit stop here to get diplomatic service, because I want to get this diplomatic slot, or this diplomatic policy card in here, where your trade routes to an ally city provide +2 food and production for both cities, plus your alliance points with all cities increased by an additional 0.25 per turn. So we're gonna grab that next, and then we're gonna head towards Reformed Church here, because I believe as of right now that St. Basil's is still available to us, and it would be a great score to get in one of our shitty tundra cities here. But let's take a quick look before we go ahead and do that to make sure that it is still actually available. Oh yeah, and see, there you go. So I almost wasted... Oh wait, it wouldn't... Oh, never mind, that was a brain fart. Let's see if we at least know where it is here. St. Basil's. Okay, so at least we don't know where it is on the map. We'll obviously have to wait till we get the tech before I can see if it's built or not yet. So, wow, that was a smooth move on my part, I know, right? Okay, so let's get that mine up and running here. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and take a shot at the warrior here with our crossbow. Looks like we earned ourselves a promotion, which we'll go ahead and use. Meanwhile, here we'll get that farm up and running. We still got 6 turns left on the Forbidden City, so let's cross our fingers. Now, this guy should be able to finish off the warrior, so we'll go ahead and do that. We'll get the truffles up online with this guy. In the meantime, let's go and try and shop them around here and see if anybody wants our extra truffles. And clearly she doesn't, bitch. We'll go towards Dito next. Nope. pretty sure we've given some of these people truffles. I don't remember how to find out which one, but clearly we haven't given them to Johan over here yet, so we're going to go ahead and jump all over this deal. 9 gold per turn for 30 turns. Sure, we'll take that. That's a hell of a deal. And I'm getting excited. We're 2 turns away from colonialism, and we can almost get our hockey rinks online. So speaking of which, I had been planning on... You know what? Fuck it, yeah. We are going to go ahead and build a mine here. And we're going to go ahead and do that because I think we'll finish building out what we were doing there before getting a hockey rink there, and that will actually, I think, be more than worth it, the extra production we get in the meantime. So, special session of the World Congress started that apparently doesn't affect us. And apparently Dido's been attacking city-states, and everybody's pissed, so let's see who all went to war with her. And clearly we're allied, so we can't be, but both Scythia and the Mali decided to punish her there. So, okay, so we got square rigging here, which again isn't really a big deal for us, other than the fact that it allows us to get one step closer to getting towards flight, which we should be coming up on fairly quickly, I think, here. Wow. I guess that's debatable. Only 4 more technologies to go, so I guess that is still pretty decently... We're coming up pretty decently here. In the meantime, let's take a look here. So Montreal's finished their granary. So we'll go ahead and start them on their... Or wait, never mind. We'll go ahead and lock in production on... Ooh, gotta think about this here. Alright, so let's see here for a second. Let's look at purchasing tiles here. Let's grab this one and this one. And now I think we're gonna go and get them a harbor here in Montreal. Oh, we don't even have the technology, do we? No, we don't. Okay, so we're going to get Celestial Navigation, and then we'll build a harbor next turn for them here. So in the meantime, we're just going to start work on the arena for them. Okay, so we got some more barbarians over this way. So what we'll do is we're going to have to definitely retreat our settler here. We'll pull them back, and we'll move the crossbowmen forward, let them heal up. In the meantime, this builder has got the truffles online for us, so we'll head back. We have 1 more charge left, so we'll just go ahead and build a lumber mill right here. Okay, this guy can get the fishing boats online. Okay, so we got colonialism. High five.
Is a colonialism, the enforced spread of the rule of reason. But who is going to spread it among the colonizers?
Okay, so really, for us, I think the only thing that it's going to improve for right now anyways is the ice hockey rink. But this Raj has a lot of potential once we end up getting a lot more city-states under our belt. So we're going to go ahead and change policies here because, as we already talked about, we want to definitely go ahead and get serfdom slotted back in here so we can get those so we can get those cities and builders up. I think for now we'll just get rid of Trade Confederation. I think that's probably the best of the choices for us right now. Okay, so we'll go ahead and confirm that policy. Yes, our agenda is set. Now, with that being said, even though we unlocked the technology, we're definitely going to hold on to it here. We only have 1 more turn until we're out of this era, so we'll definitely want to we'll definitely want to start building the ice hockey rinks next turn there so that we can get the +4 era score when it's actually going to be handy instead of just throwing it away in this era. Now, in the meantime, are both these settlers going to the same place? Did we buy... I think we did make too many settlers, because there's... Or did we just... not have a settler over here? Yeah, you know what? I think we somehow screwed up and didn't send one over there. So let's try and rectify that. We'll get that settler moving there. This one will move over that way. And now this guy will slowly inch forward. Our crossbowman's got his promotion, so hopefully that will help. We're gonna, unfortunately, looks like get taken over next turn by the slinger here, but we should be able to take them right back with our crossbowman with any luck. In the meantime here, technology-wise, we can build our harbor there, so we'll go ahead and do that, but now we'll just start heading back towards flight. We have gotten a great person, which is a little bit so-so, considering it would have been another era score next turn if it was only one turn further. So speaking of which, you know what, we're not in any huge rush. Let's just go ahead and pass on this one, and we'll take the next one when it'll actually count towards helping our era score. Now, in the meantime, oh, I guess we can. Do we have enough movements? Yeah. No, we can't. I got excited for a second there. I thought we could run back here. Now, we have another envoy, but again, same thing. We're just going to hold on to it here until we get into the next age. Yes, yes. And there you go. We're headed into the industrial age. We'll go ahead and take a shot here at their slinger. But you know what? I think this is pretty much a perfect time to put a cut in the video. I don't want them to be as long as they always are. Unless you guys, if you end up if you like that, let me know, and then I don't mind it. It just takes a long time to edit them, so I've been thinking about kind of condensing them a little bit and keeping them a bit shorter to make my life easier. And then also, I don't know how many hours people have to spend on YouTube watching at one time, so it might work better that way as well. Anyways, let me know if you have an issue one way or the other with that, but thanks for watching. Do me a favor and leave a like on the video if you have a second. It goes a long way to helping a small channel like me get discovered, and I'd appreciate it. So with that being said, I'm going to shut up, and I'll just see you in the next video.